Airplanes, the big things we see in the sky and wonder about all the time. In fact, 100,000 of them take off and land every day around the world. But what keeps these marvels of engineering afloat? Airplanes need lift, a force to overcome gravity's pull and fly. The wings on an airplane make air above them move faster, thus creating a low pressure above them. This change causes the air under the wings to be at a high pressure, in turn making the airplane rise. You can thank Daniel Bernoulli for that. In Bernoulli's principle, he states that the faster air moves, the lower the pressure becomes. Now, before you go and have your arm replaced with wings, let me tell you that there are some other factors that make an airplane fly too. Have you ever wondered why in the world airplanes have engines? Are they just there to annoy you with their deafening sound? No, they have a much more important reason. Engines are used to generate another force, called thrust. Thrust is the force that makes the airplane move forward. Think about it like a push. When you get pushed, you move forward a few steps. All of this relates to a brainy guy with a lot of hair. You got it, Sir Isaac Newton. His 3 laws of motion are incredibly helpful, especially the third one. His third law says that for every action, in our case, the engine pushing fuel and air out, there is an equal and opposite reaction. The air pushes the plane forward. What about the spinning fans at the front of the engine? Are they just there to give us a cool breeze? No, the fans have an important role too. They collect air, compress it, and push it back through the rear part of the engine. When you jump, gravity is the force that makes you land back on the ground. Gravity wants to push everything to the center of the earth, even airplanes. This is the third force of flight. Gravity is the opposite of lift. Lift wants to pull you up, and gravity wants to push you down. If the lift is greater than gravity, the plane takes off. If gravity is greater than the lift, the plane will fall back to the ground. Drag. No, not the drag that my parents had to do to bring me to school. The force called drag. The friction and air resistance wants to slow down the plane. Think about the last time you were in strong winds. It was really hard to move forward, right? The same goes for a plane. The air resistance tries to stop the plane. When thrust has a greater magnitude, it beats drag, and the plane accelerates. This is why the plane has to be aerodynamic. The plane does not have to keep on accelerating for the entire trip. That would take way too much fuel. Eventually, all of the 4 forces acting on the plane add up to 0, a term described as net zero. That means that the plane is not accelerating at the point. Well, then you may ask, why does the plane continue to fly and move forward even if lift and thrust are at the same force as gravity and drag? To answer this, we need Newton's first law, called inertia. An object in motion will stay in motion, and an object at rest will stay at rest unless acted by an external force, is what the law says. Before all of the forces reached net zero, the plane was moving forward, and now it will continue to do so and stay in motion until the forces are unbalanced again. That's a lot of work to make an airplane fly, but after all, it's worth it. I mean, who doesn't like traveling by air? The next time you see an airplane, be thankful to all of those people who made our lives easier and opened the door to traveling by air.